Hi, I'm Ryan Cruz, and this is Get Your Mind Right. This is the series called It's a Thin Line Between Empathy and Codependency, and we're talking about the characteristics of codependency. Last video, we had left off with repression as being a characteristic, and now today we're going to be talking about obsession as being a characteristic of codependency. So I mentioned plenty out through all the videos that a lot of my information I'm getting from the book called Codependency No More, which was written by Melody B. And I'm going to leave a link to the book in the audible inside the description box. So let's begin. So she mentions, or she states, lose sleep over problems or other people's behavior. So it's always very caring and loving to want to see someone do well. You know, I haven't experienced this one before, but I know I've met people who have and who sincerely believe that that's okay to live life of losing sleep over someone else's behavior or just over wanting them to have better for themselves. And you know, like I was mentioned just earlier, it's okay to feel that way and want people to have better for themselves, but you know, you do have to put a boundary within yourself and not lose sleep over that, and also not become so, you know, obsessed with that it clutters your brain, which then makes you not be able to produce quality type of work, and it messes you up to be a good friend to yourself and the other people around you that deserves it. So, you know, just remind yourself, if you see yourself having that part of the obsession where you're losing sleep over someone else's behavior or trying to fix their problem, just remember that you can't want something more for someone than they want for themselves. And it's very good of you to want to help them, yet you're not going to be any type of help if you're unhealthy. So keep a reminder of that for yourself. And the next one this is a good one. Abandon their routine because they are upset about something or someone. Now, I think have done this not over a person, but over something happening. And I think I did say, oh, I'm not going to do this today, which I knew I usually, or like working out. I'm like, I'm not going to work out today. I'm pissed. And then, you know, you have to realize that you're basically punishing yourself if you're taking away, if you're not doing your regular routine. If your routine is something that's productive and that needs to be done, why would you punish yourself in that type of way of not doing it because of someone else's actions or their behavior or because something happened? That doesn't make any type of sense. So I know for myself, when I've caught myself going down that route, I have to really tell myself, you know, Ryan, you're putting yourself through pain due to this. Are you serious? Do you see that you're punishing yourself? And once I really grasped that that is what it looks like, that I'm punishing myself, it really made me say, okay, I can't do that. I can't let something upset me to the point that I said that I'm going to work out and I've been doing this, but today I'm not going to do it because of this item. It's one thing to say if it's a routine like, oh, I'm not going to do that because I'm going out with friends and I'm going to do it tomorrow because we have this big event tonight and I don't want to participate in. That's different. But to do it because of you didn't get your raise that day, no, you have to just keep pushing. You can't let one thing impact your whole entire day. So just remember, a way that I remember of not doing that is, like I said, I remind myself, hey, you are basically punishing yourself and it doesn't seem right. Another one she states is focus all their energy on other people and problems. Now, I don't know if I exhibit this before, but I've been around someone who have, and it's really ridiculous watching them use up the time that they have with you or with anyone else trying to solve that person problem. It's crazy how much that person, the codependent person, is running around telling this person business because they are trying to solve this problem. And little do they know, they're not understanding that all they're doing is talking about somebody else to someone else, and they don't really care. They don't want to hear your obsession about this other human being problem, especially because it's not your problem. So what? Because your friends can only do so much. And if you do see yourself doing that, recognizing the conversation. Did you ask your friend what they're doing? Did you see how they're doing? Are you asking your own self how you're doing? Realize that you have your own goals that you need to have to handle. You have your own problems that need to be solved, and you're spending your time solving someone else. That doesn't really make that much sense. And you're not getting paid for it 9 out of 10. Another one, think and talk a lot about other people, like I just stated. You spending your time just gossiping about someone else. And it's sad. I'm sure the people that you're gossiping to are looking at you after a while of like, why is this person continually talking about someone else? And then when you get to digging in your stuff, you realize a lot of the stuff you have planned has not been accomplished because you're so busy talking about other people. Oh, another one is pretty different. Check on people. Whoa. So I do check. I used to check on people a lot. And what helped me stop with that was realizing, I'm not their parent. I don't need to check up on this as a grown adult. And they didn't need to be checked on. It's one thing you ain't talked to a friend about 2-3 weeks and you check in and you say, hey, how you doing? I'm just saying hi, or I'm just, that's a different type of check-in. Yet when you're calling someone every day, if they're going through a breakup or they're going through something that's like, pretty deep or something like that, and you're like calling them every day, sending them a text all the time, doing a check-in, that's not healthy. You have to put boundaries, like I said within yourself, because you will sit up there and become very obsessed with basically being that person type of savior, or feeling like your duty in life is to always make sure that person is okay. And when you catch yourself doing that, ask yourself, did I just speak to this person yesterday? If something was wrong, they probably would contact me and let me know if something was wrong. So ask yourself that. Another set that she mentioned with the obsession part is never find answers. I've never experienced that, yet I've talked to people where I thought we found the solution, and no, they find a reason of why that wasn't a good solution. And that is very much like a roller coaster, being around someone who's going through that, who's constantly, like they said earlier, talking to everyone about the problem, but really am not trying to really not trying to use the solutions that's been given to solve the problem. They're like, oh yeah, I agree with that, and then boom, changing their mind again, like, oh, but I thought I could do it this way, or that person isn't gonna, it doesn't make sense. So being someone who can't find solutions to the problem, or don't use the solutions that are given to them, that was brainstormed with them, is a headache. If you catch yourself doing that, and you catch yourself, someone gave you a solution and you're like, but, you need to really chill out, because you might end up missing out on a really great friend, or just a really great confidant, someone that you can turn to give you information. And they're just like, you know what, every time they ask me, I give it to them, and they're constantly shooting me down. So that doesn't feel good either. And nextly is going to be, oh, this is good. Try to catch people in acts of misbehavior. You're not somebody's mom or dad. What is wrong with you? Now, have I done that before? No. Have I seen people do that before? Yes, I really have. I thought that was really kind of bogus, being around some friends that will intentionally do things to try to catch their spouse or another friend doing something as misbehavior, and to then throw it in their face to say, oh, I'm right, or I knew it was going to be bound to happen. It's like, I tell people they'll come to me about something, they'll probably tell me, and I'll say, now, this isn't meant for you to sit around and watch them and hope to catch them in their trouble. This isn't meant for you to just become obsessed with trying to catch them acting in a way that you don't like. You're supposed to just live your life still. You figured out whatever it is that you're trying to figure out about the person, and you don't just sit up there and constantly obsess with trying to catch them. That is very exhausting. It seems like it would just mess with your energy even more, with being able to discern better, because you're going off so many experiences where you were so much in the right in situations where they were just so wrong, where you didn't really need to be right, where, you know, hopefully the person wasn't doing something that was misbehaving, but because you're spending so much time and energy and obsessing and just guarding them, it's like energetically you're going to make the person misbehave or something of that nature. So with obsession, I really am feeling that it's something that a lot of people don't realize can creep up on you. You don't realize, especially with the whole talking about the problem a lot, talking about it to other people. You just think, you know, I'm just talking to my friends about things. I'm just getting stuff off my chest. And then really you're just obsessing over something. So I really do believe ways that you can catch yourself with being obsessive is just realizing, what are your thoughts? What are your topics? If your thoughts and your topics to people are always about somebody else's problem, that's crazy. If it's even about your problems, and then your friends, your counselor, whoever is coming up with solutions with yourself to help you with your problems, and you're still like, oh no, that's not good enough, that's when you can start realizing that you're going into the territory of being obsessed about something, someone, whatever. And just try your best to get a hold of that and put boundaries within yourself. If you know, if you're going to talk to your friend, you need to talk to your friend about something or someone. Give yourself a time limit. Okay, I'm just going to talk about this for 4 minutes and then I'm done. That's it. Also, give yourself a number limit of how many people you're going to talk to about it. Don't keep you brainstorming on something that everyone done gave you the same opinion on, and you're just bouncing around hoping that somebody's going to give you a different answer when there's no different answer. It is what it is. You know, don't waste people's time, and don't waste your own time. Try not to be so obsessive. It's not a good trait. It's not healthy. It's very exhausting. So I want everyone to continue to watch the videos, and we're going to do, the next video is going to be about controlling. Whoa, now I know I done had some controlling tendencies. I think we all have, and that is something very serious, can lead into a very dangerous path. Obsession and control both can lead to dangerous paths. So thank you so much for watching. Look at the description box to see the link for the Codependency No More book. And I will see you in the next video. Have a good evening.